Imagine this. You work hard, you save money, and you feel like you are doing the responsible thing. You take $1,000 and you decide to leave it in a savings account for 10 years. No spending, no investing, no touching it, just letting it sit there safely. Fast forward 10 years. You log in expecting a small win, maybe a little extra money from interest, but instead you realize something strange. The number is still close to $1,000, but something feels off. You did not actually get richer. You might have actually gotten poorer without spending a single cent. Let's break down why. The answer is inflation. Inflation is the silent force that makes everything more expensive over time. Food, rent, transport. Everything slowly goes up in price year after year. It does not feel dramatic day to day, but over 10 years it completely changes the value of money. So even if your bank account still shows $1,000, that money does not buy the same things it used to. Think about it like this. 10 years ago, $1,000 could cover more groceries, more bills, more purchases than it can today. Now it buys less. That is the hidden loss. Your money did not disappear. Its power did on average. Inflation might sit around 2 to 4% per year. That sounds small, but over 10 years it compounds. And compounding is powerful. It builds wealth when it works for you, but it destroys purchasing power when it works against you. So let's simplify it. If inflation averages around 3% per year, your $1,000 after 10 years might only feel like it is worth around $750 to $800 in today's terms. So even though the number in your account did not change, your real value went down. Now here is where it gets even more important, because inflation is only part of the story. The second part is opportunity cost. While your money is sitting in savings doing nothing, other people are putting their money into assets that grow, like stocks, index funds, or businesses. Historically, these types of investments grow faster than inflation over long periods. So while your money stayed still, other people's money was moving forward. That gap becomes huge over time. Let's make it simple. Person 1 leaves $1,000 in savings for 10 years. They still have $1,000, but it buys less than before. Person 2 invests $1,000 into a simple long-term market fund. After 10 years, they could have around $2,000 or more depending on returns. Same starting point, completely different outcome. Not because of luck, but because of how the money was used. Now this is where people usually get confused. They think saving is safe, so it must be smart. And yes, saving is safe in terms of risk, but safety from loss is not the same as protection of value, because inflation is a slow, guaranteed erosion. It is not a crash, it is a constant drip, and most people never notice it until years later. So what actually happens if you leave $1,000 in savings for 10 years? You do not lose the money visually. The balance is still there, but you lose purchasing power. You lose what that money can actually do in the real world. And you lose the opportunity for it to grow. Now, does this mean savings are bad? No, savings are important for emergencies, short-term needs, and stability. But the mistake is leaving all your long-term money in savings, because long-term money needs growth, not just safety. Otherwise, inflation slowly eats it away. So what is the lesson here? Money is never neutral. It is either growing or losing value, even when it looks still, and that is the part most people miss. So when you think about that $1,000 sitting in a savings account for 10 years, the real question is not why it did not grow. The real question is why you expected it to stay powerful while everything else in the world got more expensive. Because over time, money that does not move forward falls behind. And 10 years later, the difference is not just numbers in a bank account, it is what your money can actually do for your life.